The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Last week, we introduced the 10th episode of the Career Trail New Edition, diving into the early life of media personality KMJ.
I got my first radio job on Facebook.
Stay glued to your TV set as we introduce the second part of the interview, which explores his journey as an entrepreneur.
Yeah. So when I came to Accra, I decided that I was going to do my own thing. So I was following radio presenters. I followed DJ Willie, DJ Bakayoko. All of these guys were big names at the time. So I followed them, carry their CD on my head, and then wherever they are going, I just be following them. So at the time, Top Radio, Willie was playing the drive time on Top Radio. Oh. So I was a CD boy and producer as well. So I carried his bag, everything. We get there, we said I produce it. When we're done, I carry the bag again, and then we'll move. And then we'll move from one pub to the other, because he has to play on those pubs. So I'll leave home at, say, 12. Midday, go to his house, stay with him for him to finish everything. Then we go to Top Radio. It's on air from 3 to 7. When we close at 7, I'll follow him again to all the events that he'll be playing. You know, the time I go to sleep, 4 a.m.
And you weren't paid.
Which pay? You are carrying Which pay? You are getting paid for what? And I have slept at taxi ranks before. I have done this. Sonic. When we go and we are done, I don't have money. So Willie will leave the bag for me. I'll carry the speakers and everything into a car. The car will go and drop the speakers. And then I'll carry the CD bag means a lot to me. If that CD bag gets missing, I'm dead. So the CD bag is always on my chest like this. I'm protected with my life. When I get to Hansonic, and I was living in Banana Inn with my auntie, because I don't have money, around 3 a.m., it's risky. This is what I do. I'll go to the taxi rank where all the taxi people are, and because I can't afford, I'll sleep at the taxi rank. So that when it's 6 a.m., I'll walk to Banana Inn.
You don't say.
I can't lie about this. This is not once or twice. It was something I was doing on a daily. Because I couldn't tell DJ Willie I didn't have money. And I needed that pride that I'm sacrificing for this. So when he's going, are you okay? Even when I'm not okay, I said, I'm okay. Because I don't want to be saying, I'm not okay. And then you start helping me, and then next day, you cry, you are disturbing me. I did a bed, and I didn't need that. So even when I'm not okay, I said, oh, I'm okay. And then those times, those people, are the taxi ride people, they don't know this. I slept there several times. At times when I get home and it's late, there's a cornmeal in front of our house. I go and sleep under the cornmeal. You get it? So I was doing all these, and I was putting wherever I was going on social media. At that time, in 2011, social media has come really new. Everybody is just doing their own thing over there. So I'll go to an event and I say, oh, I'll report what happened at the event. I'll go to this place, I'll report what happened there. And so there's this man, one day I woke up and then I go into my inbox and I see, hey, young man, I kind of like what you're doing. I like the vibe and everything you put on social media, the documentation and all that. I have a new radio station that is coming up. If you don't mind, I want you to be a part of the team. And I said, really? How? Facebook. I thought it was even a scam. So I said, no, I don't believe it's true. If it's true, prove that it's true. The person left his number. And so I picked the number, and for a whole week, I've not called because I was scared if I called, they'll scam my phone. You know those times you are scared. They can just hide your phones and all of those things. So after a week, he dropped a message. You still haven't called me. Can you leave your number? So I left my number. I just wanted to be sure. And then I have a call from him. He said, hi, my name is Oliver the Boss. I'm the owner of the radio station in Koforidua. I want you to be a part of it. When can we have a meeting? Our first meeting was at Cramo. When I got there, I was like, is this man serious? You want to give me a job just like that? I've not worked with any radio station. I mean, I've not spoken on any microphone before. Yeah. I've not done that. He said, well, I want you to be a part. I think you have got something that I can actually help for you to bring it out. So let's do it this way. Why don't you come to Koforidua? Give it a try. If you think this is what you want to do and you're comfortable that this is what you want to do, I give you a job and let's do this. I said, give me time to think about it. So it took me another 3 weeks, 4 weeks. This man kept, he kept bothering me. I was not too sure. I'd never been in Koforidua before at the time. So he kept bothering me and I said, okay, can we have another meeting? So he said, okay, anytime. We met again at Accra Mall. And then when he came, he had already given me a show that I'm doing already. And I said, He said, yes, you're the drive time presenter I'm looking for. Are you ready to move today? We'll go. I said, I don't understand this. So we spoke, argued and everything. And I even proposed that I should do weekends. So I'll do my thing in Accra. Weekend, I'll come and do
sleep
some
out.
2 or 3 things for you, and then I'll come back. He said no. All he wanted me to do was be a drive time host.
And then you killed it.
So I decided I'd let it go. I think the first time I got to Koforidua, I got lost. So I called him, and then he came, picked me up, and drove me straight to the station. And then we went through, they showed me where the lines are, this is it, this is this. We're going, they had done test transmission, they had not even started programming. So that week we're coming to start programming. So they told me, okay, this is the console, this is your line, this is you're playing your own song, you're doing everything. I said, I'm ready, let's do this. On Monday, I was the first person that opened, we didn't even start with the morning show.
Wow.
I was the first person that opened the radio station at that time, at Vision FM. They had the likes of David Oscar and all of those people who were part of it at that time. And I remember very well what I said on the show the very first time that I opened the microphone. I was like, okay, I said, good evening to the Capitol and every other person doing the listening. My name is African Baby. I was not even called KMJ at the time. My name is African Baby. I am the African boy that you've been waiting for all this while here in the capital city, but I get to drive you all the way till 7 p.m. Why don't you just be my guest? Good evening.
Oh,
The show.
wow, that's nice. That's very interesting.
He's late now. May God rest his soul. I mean, he believed so much in me, did so much for me. I'd never seen people do so much for people like that, and it happens. But it may not happen to you. Does not mean that it doesn't happen to other people. And so what happens is, are you prepared enough that when the opportunity comes? Imagine if I'd gone there and messed up. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
So it's the preparation towards the opportunity. I didn't have to do any magic. I got there, I became a favorite. Everybody was talking about me. Market women on the normal day will not listen to a radio station that is doing programming like Drive Time on Joy. But I'll go and sit there, market women will be listening to me. I go out and market women could actually see, this is the African baby, And that was a deal breaker for them, But I loved it. It's something I wanted to do, and I was so passionate about it. And it got me here.
Wow, it got you here indeed. So after Vision, where did you go to? You came to Multimedia.
Vision Straight Multimedia. So my story is funny. So he died. I was in Cape Coast when we had news that my late boss, was passed on.
Yeah.
And I had to come all the way to Accra. So I remember it was Sammy Flex who drove me all the way to Accra because we're there for a purpose. In fact, we're there for Kwame Dazi's wedding. Kwame was one of my staff. Now I rose to the program's manager for the station.
At Vision.
At Vision in Koforidua. So Kwame was one of my presenters on the show. Yes. So we're Kwame does his wedding, and then my boss was sick at the time. Okay. So he said, go and represent me at Kwame Dazi's wedding. And then I was emceeing the wedding for Kwame Dazi as well. So we're all in Cape Coast for the weekend. And so after Saturday, the wedding, the Sunday morning, we had news that my boss had passed on. And Sammy Flex was there because Kwame was working for Sammy Flex as well for the newspaper. So we drove all the way, and I remember Sammy telling me that, you know what, you're a big guy. You've done so much in Koforidua. Everybody knows you. Go and carry your things and come to Accra and start a new life. I will never forget this. May God bless Sammy. I will never forget this. It was tough. Even when I went back, I still didn't know how to leave. So you know what I did? I caused problem between me and the other managers just so I could leave. Because I didn't know how I was going to go. I was so attached to the man and what he has done for me. I wanted to still see the radio station progress. So I had to find a way and cause problems so that they would, then I used that problem to run away. And that's how I left the place. And I got to Accra. I didn't know where I was going. I had never done anything in Accra, by the way, because I left DJ Willie roaming around Accra straight to Koforidua. And then came back. They know, yes, people know I was in Koforidua because I used to come to Accra for premieres and all of that. But you are doing radio station in Koforidua. Accra is the big deal. You understand? So when I came, it was, where do I start from? For 5 months, I was home. And then Sammy was like, you know what, just come. Let's do something on Plus FM because he was presenting on Plus FM at the time. So I joined him as a pundit. We talk about entertainment in the morning, Flex on Plus and all of those things. And then one Sunday, Sammy had a show on Sundays. And he said that he was not available, but he wanted me to sit in for him. So I said, okay, let's see how it goes. I mean, it's first time in Accra, so let's see. And then I get on. Mr. Massive was the producer at the time. He looked at me and was like, yo, are you ready for this? This is Accra. I said, you know what? Let's run this show. I'm here. And then we started. And then on Facebook, I realized everybody was talking about me. Everybody was talking about me. So Kwame was like, yo, you're trending. Everybody's talking about you. Your first time in Accra and you're doing this. This is massive. I brushed it somewhere. Like it's a normal thing for me.
Yeah.
So Christopher walks in and says, and I'm giving you the story how I got on Hit FM on the morning show. So Chris walks in and says, who are you? What are you doing here? Then we're on a commercial break. What are you doing here? Like, is this your first time? I said, boss, you let me finish and then we'll talk. I'd known him, but I'd never spoken to him before.
Okay.
I was not even close to Socrates Safo. So Mr. Massive was like, he's the one who's sitting in for Sammy. I said, okay, I'll wait for him. After the show, Socrates comes and then he was like, do you have a job here in Accra? I said, no. Where have you been doing radio? I said, go for it. So you've never done anything in Accra? I said, this is my first time hosting a show in Accra. Are you serious? Have you employed for a job here? I said, well, I tried, but the manager didn't allow me. He didn't give me space. Yeah, are you serious? I said, yes. So he went to talk to the manager, like, why are you not giving this guy a chance? I was not supposed to be on the show. I said I was sick. But hearing this guy in the house, I drove all the way here. This guy is a good guy. Give him a show for him to run here on the station. It never happened. So one day I was there, I think about 2 weeks after I was there, and he was like, hey, I had a call from him and he said, I've spoken to Michael Krikumante. He wants to see you right now. Go to the multimedia and go and see him. And then I came. When I got there, I was sitting at the reception. So Mark comes after the morning show, and then he sees me, and I said, boss, the one Socrates said, what have you done to Socrates that he's calling me, disturbing me plenty, and he's talking about you plenty? I said, well, I want only 5 minutes to work on your radio station. I don't need 1 hour, 30 minutes. I need only 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Let me even play music. Then Mark looked at me and was like that bad? I said, yes, I just need 5 minutes. I don't need... After the 5 minutes, if you want to keep me here or not, you will tell me. And that's how it started. So Mark put me on the morning show as Pandit, did a few things, and then the morning show host, Black Eye, went on leave for a few weeks, I think 3 weeks, and they said I should sit in for him. I did it. They paid me, and one thing led to another. He resigned after a month, and I ended up becoming the substantive host of the morning show on 8FM.
Wow. How was the feeling like?
Divine. I think that I can't take credit for this. How my life has moved from where I was to where I am, I can never take credit for it. I think it was all calculated by God's own way. And for me, it felt great knowing that anybody that actually recommended me or did something for me, I never had to disappoint them in any way. Socrates Safo is today like a father to me because of this.
Yeah.
I don't joke with him. I don't at all, because he's done this for many others. And so for him, not knowing him anywhere, just pick me up, introduce me to Mike, and I'm here. I've done this. I did It's a Fair Morning Show for 2.5 years. It was an incredible journey. I mean, we took the morning show from just a normal social show to the rich entertainment show that it is today. And I'm proud of that. I've played a role in that, and I've moved on to where I am right now. So for me, I think it's so much divine, I can't even take credit for it. And I thank God for this. Because, yes, you prepare yourself, but you will need that grace to be able to navigate your way around this. And I'm grateful to God for that.
Okay. So now we want to talk about how you transition, or you're still added another one, which is TV.
TV, yeah.
How did you go into TV?
TV. So after 2.5 years on radio, on Hits FM, the management needed me to actually, move on to a different aspect of it. I remember Santok approaching me a couple of times and saying that, you should do TV. You look like somebody who will do well on TV. But I was not too, when they call me, Nanaya will call me, Sapon will call me. She was the channel manager at the time. Will call me and say, let's do this. And I'm like, I'm not too comfortable. The TV is too much. It's a lot of work, and so I didn't want to. Eunice Foley would disturb me and all that, and I didn't want to. So I think when I decided that I want to do it, the very first thing that I did was at that time, Ebony has passed on.
Okay.
And so there was the 1 week for Ebony, which was happening at Trade Fair at the time.
Okay.
And so Santok, I said, well, we needed to make it big for the channel. And so they said, who was going to lead it? And then they said, okay, KMJ should handle it. He should do everything on the grounds for us live on TV. So Eunice at the time was producing and directing. And then I went to Trade Fair. And then after what I did, they were shocked that you're doing this for the first time. And you have done it so well, it didn't even make sense for anybody to think that you've never done TV before. So why do you want to go back to radio, And so I said, okay, fine. If this is what it is, let's just make it happen. And then we did. Now, the next big challenge was to interview the British High Commissioner at the time, and Walker, and the wife. And I'm like, guys, why are you guys pushing me to fail? You know? Like, I just joined this team, and it's from one thing to the other. Yes, Albany, but British High Commission, I'm not ready for this. And Nana said, well, you're the only person who's going to do this. So if you're ready, you're ready. Let's go and do it. And I think after that interview, that's how, you know, it was some of the things that led into me being known as the royal host. That's how the royal host actually came about. So we got there, we started the interview. After we were done, the man told Nanias that it's one of the most exciting interviews he's ever done. We became friends, actually. He gave me his number so we could talk on phone, you know, had conversations about how the UK is doing at the time. You know, when he was leaving, he organized a party, he invited me. You know, I still once in a while have his email address, so I contacted with chat and all of that. And for me, it was just the icing, you know, for me, because at the time, there were so many things that I've got on. I needed to make sure that I'm able to maintain myself, you know, back again. And so doing that and going the way it did, I was excited about it. Then we had the Harry and Meghan Markle, you know, wedding coming up. And then I was told that you are the one who's going to anchor that. We did a whole 4 hours live presentation of that wedding. You know, we did analysis. KKD was here, Menaye Donko was here, and all that. So it was during that, when I hosted, and after in between the show, that KKD was like, you know what? It's my first time getting this up close. I know, but I've never had to have a conversation with you. But talking to you right now, you are the royal host. That's how the royal host came about.
Wow.
KKD gave me that. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's still, today when he sees me, he still reminds me of that.
We all call you the royal host.
So people ask, well, royal host, how did they come about? It was KKD that gave me the royal host. I remember on the 14th of February when I was emceeing Komna's show, he was there. You know, when we done and I went to see him, it was like, you're still keeping up that name and it's still doing wonders over there. I watch you a lot. Keeping up. And for KKD to tell you that, I mean, that's the finest.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So I think progressively, one thing just leads to the other.
Okay.
And, you know, I keep myself. So that's how TV came about. And we're here on the morning show.
Radio TV guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So KMJ, we also know you as an MC.
Yeah.
How or at what point in your life did you discover that I have this, you know, talent for emceeing, you know, programs, events? Does it mean that any TV presenter or radio presenter can go into emceeing?
No, it's not possible.
All right.
It is only if you understand what it means to be an MC. If you're a TV presenter or radio presenter, you're just confined in a certain studio and you've got about 4 or 5 people by way of technical people, you know, watching you. But if you are in front of about 1,000 people, 100 or even 40 at a time live, that's a different ballgame altogether. So the fact that you can talk into a microphone in the studio, or you can sit on a set and say, I'm a TV presenter, and talk to people watching you on TV or on radio, listening to you on radio, does not mean that you automatically you're an MC. They're two different things. Okay. I discovered mine when I was in Koforidua. I figured out that I could really relate to people differently. When I meet people over here and I'm in my element, you never even think that, oh, this is a KMJ. I flow with people like that. I move with people like that. I love to see people happy. Okay. And so when I'm doing it, what is on my mind is not the fact that I've got some job that I'm doing. It's the fact that I'm able to let these people know that you can all have fun. We can all have a good time and nobody go ahead. You understand? Yeah. So that passion was there. Okay. That aspect of me was there right from the onset. Okay. You only need to build on it and make it better, because most of the times a lot of people think that all your shows that you MC or do should be, you know, but it doesn't work like that. There are times you have a good day, there are times you have bad days. Okay. But whatever it is, make sure that you're doing the best of you, because your next job will depend on what you do in the job that you're on right now. Your next gig will come from the gig that you're actually doing right now. So you prepare adequately for that and just pray for success and it will work. So me, I got to a point where I felt like, you know what, this thing, I think that one of the biggest shows that I did in Koforidua was the Psychology album tour at the time. It was at the stadium and I hosted that in Koforidua. And after that, I said to myself, yo, bro, you got this. Just do it and do it.
You did it. You're still doing it.
And it's here now. I've lost count of event that I've emceed. You know, I mean, my thousands plus. You know, high-profile events, both here in Ghana and the US. I'm not really particular about how many events I get to MC in a year or in a month. Or I leave the records there. If it's even one event in a year, I should be able to do it and do it well. And that's my focus. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm not saying this person has done 2 million events, I have to also do 2 million events. No. But let's put the records there. If you see any of my events and you watch the videos, what do you see? That's what I'm interested in. I'm not in a competition with anybody or looking for whatever it is. I just want to make sure that whatever event that I do, I leave that memory that people will look back and say, you know what, it was 3 years, 5 years ago that I saw you do this, and I loved it. Simply, Sita.
Wow.
Yeah.
KMJ, you are doing well when it comes to MCing. You are doing well when it comes to radio, TV presenting. What was the need to start your own business? So tell us about the businesses you have, then we can tackle each one.
Does GRA watch? Sure. Well, I'm a tax, payer.
Yeah.
So yes,
Responsible
don't worry.
citizen.
Yeah, I know, right? So for me, so I think that I see my MC job as an entrepreneurial job, career job.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll add that to it.
Okay.
And I'm into buying and selling. I mean, if you have Kobe and you say you want me to buy and sell, I can come and buy and sell it for you. You understand? If you have some drinks you want to buy and you want people to buy and sell, you can tell me, I'll come and then I'll buy some and I'll go and sell and also make money for myself. By the grace of God, I've got a few things that I'm doing. I've got a barbering salon.
You have a barbering salon?
You both
I don't know about it.
Me, that's how I roll. I've got other shop that sells different things, rice and all of those things also as well. I've got PR work that I do for companies,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've done PR for many companies. I can mention them here, big companies. Yeah, but I don't come out and tell people that there's an agri company that I do PR for. We're going to be even launching our next products in early next month, which is Fetago agribusiness. They're into fertilizer, basically, and I do PR for them. All their PR promotions, whatever activations, whatever donations they have done, I ran that PR for them.
Interesting.
I was running a PR for a jewelry company, and now I've been promoted to the manager of the jewelry company today. You never knew about that? You never knew about that? Yeah, I still do PR for many other companies, for artists who want to. I've done it for Nigerian artists. In fact, I'm working on one for Trey Songz right now. Trey Songz wants to come to Ghana, and I'm the one that they are contacting for me to do the PR work for them to get them, people who want to invest in the concert and all of that. I do all these things on the side, so yeah.
And then I heard about a pub too.
Oh, Winnipeg. Yeah,
You have a
biggest
pub
lounge.
there?
It's the biggest thing in Winnipeg, the biggest lounge in Winnipeg. If you go there.
My director is saying it's the biggest.
It's the biggest lounge in Winnipeg. And we did this, from the scratch. And I still remember when we started digging the grounds, to put it up. And what it's become today, it's just amazing. It's incredible the things that it's doing in Winnipeg for the people over there to also get to relax and have fun and all that, So,
Wow. Interesting.
But I'm broke.
Shocked.
Unfortunately.
You're not broke.
Unfortunately, I'm broke.
No, you're not taking that.
I am broke because
You're not taking that.
I am broke because it is difficult to, manage businesses in Ghana. It is extremely difficult. You've got too many issues to deal with. And sometimes you want to just give up, But again, you also feel like you need to give certain people also the chance to make a living, So you end up paying people, you're not even making anything. But these people, they don't even see it. They think that you're making so much. They don't know what goes into it on the other side. All they know is that, they've given you a certain money, and that money is enough to make you a millionaire or make you pay them well and all of that. Nobody wants to pay people. It's just would be, wickedness for anybody to say, I'm making $1 billion from what these people are contributing and I'm deciding that I'm going to pay them peanuts. You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not sure people would want to do that. But then again, they want to look at how much they are putting into it, how much is going out of it, and how much they're giving you. and strike the balance. And so for me, I think there's something that is not really working for entrepreneurs over here in this country, but it is what it is.
But can you list some of the challenges you face?
It's basically how some staff believe that it's your company and it's not mine. It's your business and it's not mine. And so things that ordinarily they will not do to their own business, they'll be doing to your business, and they think that it's cool because it's you know what I mean. And it's one of the challenges that most people, and theft. People are not being honest with you. You're making A, they're giving you B.
Oh.
And they don't even know that even if you take a peswa from whatever you're taking from, what I'm getting, it's affecting me.
Yeah.
And I tell the people that I employ in some of the businesses or the companies that I do PR and stuff for, there are times for the jewelry company, for example, when I'm employing anybody, I tell you, see, anything that you find over here, if you even take something as small as what I have over here, it's a lot of money. Don't think it is very small. So it's not worth anything because you're dealing with precious ornament here. That's a lot of money. The person needs to understand that before they take this and they go and stand somewhere and say, now ring kitty we am a fire. But they have no idea what value this is. So if I own a barbering shop and I go and buy scissors or something, you don't even know the amount of money I invested in that scissors. You think it's a common scissors or it's a common machine for cutting hair. So for you, if you take one peswa out of it, you have not done any harm to me. You have, by the way. You understand?
Yeah.
And that is one thing that a lot of businesses, face, and it's not really helping. But like I said, you also want to make sure other people have a living. And so if you want to just fold, it becomes a problem. You start thinking about that and all that, and you want to just keep yourself going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But how do you monitor all those businesses? Looking at how busy you are.
I mean, I think that I try to manage myself well.
Okay.
It's a lot, considering the time that I wake up, to work and the time that I close and all of that. And so I believe so much in how to manage my time, so that I'll be able to move around. I've got people that I've put in positions where I think I have some sort of belief and trust for. And so even when I'm not there, I want to believe that they are doing the right thing, and these are people that I've taken as brothers.
Okay.
Like you're more like a brother to me than just a staff. And so if you see something going wrong, put yourself in my shoes and see how you want to deal with it and deal with it. Because if tomorrow I don't have it or I'm not making it, you'll also get it. And that's basic. I can't give you what I don't have. The only time that I'll give you what I don't have is me being me.
Okay.
But business, if I don't have it, I can't give you.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So KMJ, you said a lot, but I have 3 questions from some fans of you to you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Do I have them?
You believe you have fans, right?
I don't.
You have. Well,
I don't know. I just believe that people just love to watch TV.
Okay, the director
and they wake up in the
he's
morning
the
and
number
just-
1 fan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just believe people just wake up and they want to watch TV and they like who they're seeing and they just watch them.
Because he said
Yes,
he
sir.
knows Biggie's launch.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Oh, he's been
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
People make it what it is.
So we have 3 questions
Okay.
from some fans.
Easy. They should take it
But
easy.
before you even go to those 3 questions, how did Daddy felt when he realized that you were doing so well on radio and TV?
So my dad and I had, a little bit of issue. It was a family issue. I think it was something that he was doing I didn't like. So we went apart for a while. And when he saw that I was doing well, he tried to reach out, And I think the very first time that I was very excited was when my dad commented on Facebook for the whole world to know that I'm his son.
Oh.
And I posted something on my wall, and then I had no idea he was even a friend of mine on Facebook. And then my dad comes to comment over there, "I am proud to be your father."
Oh.
And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, And then we get to meet. He tells me all the things he has seen me do, and from afar, and how much he's told his friends that I'm his son, and how proud he's been over the years.
Son is a
and all of
celebrity.
that. I think I saw him. I saw him tear up a bit, And for me, I think that it was the thing that I needed before he passed on, and I got it.
Okay. All right. So you're still watching the Career Show. We'll take a quick breather. When we come back, we'll bring you the question time segment.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from that quick breather. This is still the Career Show, and this is the question time segment of the program where I get to ask KMJ 3 questions from his fans. KMJ, are you ready? Okay, so let's take a look at the first question.
I'm Victoriando from Odogono Senior High School. My question is, have you had any media attacks?
I think it's one thing that I'm grateful for. I've been very calculated that I've not had to come back to apologize for anything that I've done or have said. And for me, when I look at my friends, and the attacks, they get moment after moment and all of that. And I've done this for the past 15 years. I didn't have to come back and say, oh, I did this and I want to apologize. So I pray it never happens, you understand? The only time that I felt something like that happened was a very light one, on radio. And even that, I was just making a comment and jokingly said that I don't roll with poor people. I roll with rich men. And people felt that it was offensive somehow.
Yeah.
I remember that very well on Hint FM. And I started having comments coming through. So you think we are poor and all of those things? I said, no, I was just making a joke out of it. It was not anything that it was that serious, But like serious attack, serious scandal or anything like that, no, I haven't, had any of that. Never. I've never had to say anything for me to come out. And it's because I try to stay away from controversies.
Okay.
I've not built this brand on controversy.
Okay.
I don't want to say things just for people to say I'm trending. No, I don't think I ever want to even find myself in that situation. If I do anything naturally and it happens because it just happened, but not because I want to intentionally cause problems for people just to trend and people gonna come back and attack me for it or anything like that. No, I've never encountered that.
All right. So let's take a look at the second question.
My name is Nazifat Ahmed Baturi. You have transitioned from entertainment hosting to discussing politics and hard-hitting issues on Prime mornings. How do you balance these different roles and personas?
I mean, how do you sway the characters?
I know, right? I think it's one of the things that I call one of my, best achievements doing this, thing. Initially, I was not comfortable. I wasn't comfortable not because I couldn't have done it, but I felt like, how do you, move around this, and navigate yourself around these two things, because they were totally two different things and all that. But I said to myself, well, if you were born to do it and you can, why not? Just give it a shot. And then I decided. It's also helped me, and it's helping me now because now it makes me want to read wide. Okay. I'm reading on economy, I'm reading on, geopolitics, I'm reading on literature, the taxes and all of these things. I'm getting to understand them and all of that. The exchange rates on a daily, so it's helping me in terms of my knowledge base. And for me, it's not as easy as people see it, because once you get into that space, everybody believes that you are on top of your issues, and so you have to be always on top of your issues. So it keeps you every time engaged doing one thing or the other, and when you get to on the entertainment side of the things as well, you're just cracking jokes in this moment. For example, I have not a comedy show, but I have a show that is built on humor on Fridays. So on Monday to Friday, I'm the KMJ, on politics and everything. And then on Friday evening, I come and sit and wear women dress and crack jokes and sit with some mad people and have fun, And so sometimes people ask me, how do you do this? Like, you make it so effortless and all that. But once you accept that there's something you want to do, you want to just focus, build yourself well and be able to do it and do it well. So, yeah.
Okay. So let's take a look at the last question.
My name is Maridia Hudu from Odogono Senior High. I have heard that journalism doesn't pay much. Would you encourage young people to pursue a career in journalism?
So a lot of people see journalism more than just being a career.
Okay.
Some say it's a calling. You have to do it because this is you. This is what you stand for. And I think that many people have proven that. I mean, the likes of, distinguished journalists like Manasseh, Erastus, Anas, and all these people who have put their lives on the line one way or the other, will not just wake up and say because they want to make money from journalism, they want to go and put their lives on the line like they are doing. They're not making millions out of what they are doing, but they do it anyway. You understand? Yeah. So there had to be that aspect of it. What is driving you to do this? You want to make a change in society. You want to, make sure certain people get to be heard and all of that. Once you decide this is what the whole purpose is, then you're good to go. The money aspect will come. It wouldn't be the first thing. It wouldn't be a priority. Yes, I've heard about it. Journalism doesn't pay. I'm not rich from journalism, or for doing this. But at the end of the day, it's when I step out there and people say, I was down. I've had people who have sent me messages about committing suicide, and they had to stop because I had to speak to them. If it had been some ordinary person that had spoken to them, I'm not sure they would have said, I won't do it anymore. They would have still gone ahead and do it. But there are certain people, when they talk to you or when they're able to connect with, it gives them hope that, talking to this person alone, sharing his, story with me alone, tells me that there's a brighter side for me as well. Okay. And that means a lot to me more than any millions that I receive from this, profession. Because for me, it's not just about the money. It's about the fact that I need people to understand that we all can be happy. We all can be who we want to be. We all can change the community, the environment that we find ourselves in one way or the other by doing what we love to do. And if it pays me well some years to come, to God be the glory. If it doesn't and I retire, God's purpose.
Okay. All right. But before I have a last part of the program coming up. But before we go into that, we know or I've heard about the KMJ Foundation. We can talk about it, what it is about.
Yeah. It means a lot to me. I think it's one of the things that I'm very passionate about. Okay. The reason I don't put too much of it out there is because I'm not doing this foundation thing for recognition or for anything. I have people who reach out to me and they say, we hear about your foundation, we don't see anything we're putting out there. And I'm like, we want to reward you for it. And I'm like, if you want to reward me because of what I'm going to put out there, then you may never have to reward me because I'm not really interested about that. My interest is the fact that the people that I've done good to, the people that this foundation has touched one way or the other, recognize that. And they're the main reason that I'm doing this. So the KMJ Foundation basically is for children. Now, I grew up, having this soft spot for kids. Until today, it's still the same thing. If I go to places, I see kids running after me, kids coming, even when I was not on radio or TV, I'll grab your child and hang your child on my shoulder right now and, have all the nice times that we can have. And so I decided that, let me just see if I can put something together that would put a smile on the faces of these people. I pay school fees of people I've never seen before here till today. I pay the hospital bills for people that I've never had to meet, and I don't intend to meet them. I'm doing it because I'm doing it for them. And as long as I've had people who have sent me their kids' schools, uniforms, bills, and all of them, I do them till today. From health, education, to pocket money, whatever. As long as I have it, they will get it. So, a scheme reached out to me recently, and they were like, we've gone on the social media, we can't see anything that you have put out there. And I'm like, because I don't put these things out there, because I want people to come and reward me for it. If you want videos and pictures, I have got some of them I can share with you. But I'm not necessarily putting them on there because I'm going to give this person, I'm going to give that. I've got receipts that I've kept till today. Some on social media, I've never even had to see them before. They just come, okay, my child, I know you love kids. My baby is going to school. They are writing exams. Then I just send them the money. Give me the results. That's it. Tell your child to do well. That's it. I encourage them. Let them know that you are doing so much for them. I don't even tell them I'm the one who's giving them. I tell them you are doing so much for them to be able to go to school. So they should ensure that they pass and pass well. Don't even use me as reference. I don't need that. You know what I mean? It is something very special to my heart. In fact, it's something that came out of my mom, and the love my mom had for kids. My mom, growing up in our vicinity, in the community, will be taking care of other people's kids and not even minding us. If my mom is left with 10 Ghana cedis, she will give it to somebody's child and not you. Yeah, I saw that happen. Like growing up, I saw it. My mom will give the food to the stranger and say, you are my child, you survive. She did that. You get it? So it's not something I'm doing it for the optics. If you see me put anything out there on social media, I've gone and it's because I feel like, oh, this one, the kids, but not when I'm giving them money or I'm giving them this and then I come and put camera on it and show it and say, but this Kakuma is on to your school fees, really.
Okay, I must commend you. That's very good. A very good initiative that you are doing.
Thank you.
But can you guess the last part of the program?
Well, we're going to dance or sing or what?
Okay, so when you come back from this quick breather, I'll explain the last part of the program.
Okay, it better be good, good thing.
All right, so you're still watching the Career Show on Joy Learning TV and Joy News, and we are going into the last part of the program, but it will be after this breather.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.
Welcome back from this quick break. You're still watching the Career Show, and this is the last part of the program. In fact, my favorite part. KMJ, can you guess what is coming? This looks like a watch box, but it's not a watch.
Okay, I'm very bad at guesses.
All right, so the last part of the program, I'm going to give you a task to perform.
Oh.
And at the end of the day, I get to rate whether you passed or failed my task. If you pass the task, what should we give you?
I don't know. I'm very, moderate person, so maybe just buy me Coke or Fanta or something.
If you fail the task,
I don't like lashes. So if anything that has to do with give me lashes.
Director is saying that you take all of us to biggies.
Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be fine. That's what I want.
All right. So you get to pick one of the paper.
Okie dokie. Let me see. Okay, I need to open it?
Yeah, you can open and read.
Answer 10 set of questions from the host. Oh, but you.
Are you ready?
Are you serious? Okay. All right. I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So with the questions, each of the answers starts with an S. Every answer should start with an S.
Why are we doing this?
So are you ready?
Okay.
All right. So the first question is, what's something you might use to take a photo?
You might use to take a photo? Phone?
Phone starts with a P.
It starts with an X.
Yeah, something phone.
A smartphone?
Okay, that's correct.
Yeah, I just say the smartphone thing. Phone is phone. What is smart about it?
Okay, so what's the word used to describe something that is shiny?
Something that is shiny. Shining now.
No.
Something that is shiny. What's that? Okay, at least I got smartphone correct. Something that is shiny.
I can hear some whispering.
I don't know.
Something that is shiny.
Sun?
No. How would you describe something that is shiny if you don't want to use it's shining?
I don't know.
Okay, so let me skip to the next question.
What's the answer, by the way?
Sparkling.
Oh, out of here.
What is the sweetest? What is the sweet substance commonly used in baking and as a sweetener in drinks? You should get this one.
In baking?
Yeah.
I don't do all those stuff. I don't.
Okay, but it's usually in drinks.
Okay.
A very common thing.
Yeah.
You put it in your tea.
Sugar.
Okay, so sugar is correct. What do you call someone who serves in an army?
Serves in an army.
Starts with an S.
An army? Which part of the army? Or just that's the army?
Yeah, the army.
As a service person.
No, we don't want a service person.
A soldier?
Okay, a soldier is correct. What is something that smells good but cannot be eaten or consumed?
It smells good. Sour?
No, it's
You want
something.
the name of the thing?
Yeah, something. Smells good. You actually use it every morning.
Who?
Eh?
Me.
You use it every morning before even putting on your clothes. The way you are doing like this.
Okay, so I don't want to say shea butter.
No, you use it before the shea butter.
Soap?
Soap is correct. Okay. Are the questions difficult or simple?
They're difficult.
What is often referred to as the camel of the sea?
Camel of the sea. It's in the sea.
Yeah.
It's supposed
we
to be
used
in the
to
sea.
travel. So instead of car, bicycle, it's a means of transport.
Shark. Ship.
Okay.
Ship
is correct. KMJ, have you traveled on shark
I'm happy
before?
you're happy. I'm happy you're happy.
But have you traveled on a shark before?
How can you?
What is a common kitchen utensil used for eating, stirring, or serving food? So if you don't get it, means you don't cook.
Well, I don't cook. I'm terrible cook. You will love my kitchen. Everything is new. But what's that? What's the question again?
What is a common kitchen utensil used for eating, stirring, or serving food?
A server.
Do you eat?
A spoon should do.
Okay, spoon is correct. What term is used to describe how fast something is moving?
How fast?
Yeah, something is moving.
And that also is S.
Yeah,
Speed.
speed is correct. What do you call a formal address or talk given to an audience?
A former.
Address. This one you should get it because you're always talking.
Speech.
Speech is correct. Which country is the native home? This is the last one.
Okay.
Which country is the native home of the Zulu people?
Zulu. Unjani. Soweto. South Africa.
South Africa is correct. Okay, so you just got one wrong. But you delayed with the response.
All of them wrong for you.
All right. So KMJ passed the task.
I did.
Did you?
But I got only one wrong. That is a 90%.
But you delayed.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
The delay was part of the whole thing. Oh. At least it was what made you laugh.
All right, all right. So KMJ, thanks so much for joining us on the Career Trail. But before we go, what advice do you have for people who want to, go into business, people in terms of their education, what they should know and all that, so you can speak to your camera?
Okay. I think first of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to you and your team for inviting me. And also say that I'm proud of who you've become.
Oh.
And I remember, very well, my very first encounter with you as MCing in the program. And this girl just walked up and says, KMJ, I'm a huge fan. Can we take a picture? And then we did. Fast forward, you're here. And every day I see you, I'm like, okay, so this is it. It's always had to start from somewhere. And I'm glad that you didn't give up. I know it's not easy, but you're here. You're becoming a very, very incredible woman doing what you're doing. I am one of the people that is so proud of you. You have no idea, And so I wanted to keep it up and continue to do what you do best. And thanks for inviting me to share my story with your viewers as well. Great stuff. And you guys should watch out for this woman over here. She's incredible. But to you watching me right now, you probably want to be like her, or you want to be like someone else, or you want to be you. Whatever thing you believe you want to actually become, you can't become it. All you have to do is to stay focused. And one thing you should always know, be very passionate about what you're doing, because where we live right now, if you're not passionate about it, you will not start in the first place. And so if you're passionate about it, you stay focused and determined. And trust me, there are many people that have achieved it. They've been there. They've seen things. They've made it happen. You can also do so. Nobody is a magician, or nobody is superhero or superhuman or whatever it is. As long as you're positive about what you want to do for yourself, just keep up and stay focused, and you're definitely going to be achieving it. And always remember, once you do that, and you have all the universe and everybody, aligning and making sure that you go and do what you do best, please don't forget to do good and communicate, and always take care of yourself and each other.
All right, KMJ, thank you so much for honoring our invitation, sharing your story with us on the career trail. We've learned a lot. My viewers and I, we are grateful for you coming on the show to share your story with us.
Great. It could have been anywhere else. I can
right.
count the number of interviews that I've done in my life. They are not more than 4. So I say it is good to say I'm not doing any interviews anymore. This is the highest point for me. It had to be Career Trail, and it's the biggest interviews that I've actually done because there are things that I've spoken personally that I've never had to share anywhere. So yes, no more interviews.
No more interviews.
No more interviews.
No more.
If you want to watch any of my interviews again, Career Trail.
Just come to Career Trail. This has been the Career Trail on Joy Learning TV and, of course, Joy News. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you missed any part of the conversation, you can always go to our YouTube channel, either Joy Learning TV or Joy News, and you can watch the interview again. Thank you so much to the whole production crew. My name is Irene Edibia Amen. Till I see you next time, it's bye. I leave you with today's quote.
The Career Trail. Your success journey begins here.